My brothers and sisters, I am really honored to be here today and also to have our surprise guest, my dear friend and Iranian brother, Dara Khosrowshahi, on Zoom live with us. I'm going to open up with one story about Dara and I that involves my beloved mother, who passed away in December. I fought really hard for Dara to be the overwhelming only choice to be our leader at Uber. And I didn't know at the time until my mother heard me say his name. She said, "Oh, you know that your grandfather, Kazem Korderi, was best friends with Dara's grandfather. They were in college together. And my grandfather was a math genius and became the CFO of Dara's grandfather's company, Dara Pakhsh, which was a big pharmaceutical distribution giant in Iran during the Shah's era. And we had no idea that there was that connection, and that now their grandsons were coming together to build one of the great technology companies in the world. It's now almost a $200 billion enterprise, thanks to Dara's incredible leadership. So Dara, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. You know, they say, my American friends tell me that all Iranians are cousins, and I guess in that case, you and I literally are.
Absolutely. The Tabrizi cousins are here. I'm just going to kick off, Dara, if you don't mind, with a few comments that'll set the stage for our conversation. Today, we gather not only as Iranians, but as the inheritors of a civilization that once stood at the very frontier of human advancement. We are all the children of Cyrus the Great, pioneers of tolerance, science, and sovereignty and spirituality. And soon we will be the architects of a new renaissance, not just in Iran, but in the world, at the dawn of AGI, of superintelligence and the revolution that's happening right now. After nearly half a century of oppression, a new light is piercing the veil of darkness. That light is freedom. But freedom alone is only the beginning. What comes next must be nothing short of economic resurrection, an era that I call Iranian dynamism. Iranian dynamism is our generational mission to vault Iran into the future, where it is not only free, but flourishing, where we don't just rebuild what was lost, but we reimagine what is possible. We will leapfrog the stagnation of the past and invest in our own sovereign technology stack. This means building core infrastructure in AI, quantum computing, secure communications, biotech, space technologies, and defense tech. We will launch national AI and quantum foundries, next-generation industrial and computational hubs that define our strategic advantage for decades to come. Iran will not be a follower in the tech race. It will be a forerunner. To fund this future, we will create a sovereign wealth fund on par with the world's greatest sovereign wealth funds, Norway's sovereign wealth fund, PIF of Saudi Arabia, led by our dear friend Yasser, who was on the board of Uber for a long time. QIA, the Qatar Investment Authority, which I brought into Uber in 2014, which was the beginning of the Middle East sovereign funds coming into Silicon Valley, Mubadala of the UAE, and Temasek. Our fund will be transparent, professionally managed, intergenerational, taking the wealth of our natural resources and converting them into long-term prosperity for every Iranian. It will invest in technology, infrastructure, education, and global partnerships, fueling our economic dynamism at home and abroad. Years of corruption and neglect have broken our cities and systems, but that brokenness is our blank canvas. We will rebuild our infrastructure as a symbol of our rebirth, smart cities powered by clean energy, new transportation networks, hyperloops, world-class hospitals, water security, and rural connectivity. A new Iranian Reconstruction Authority could ensure this effort is efficient, ethical, and auditable by every citizen. Within the first year of our freedom, we can host the Iranian Economic Summit, a historic global gathering in Tehran, as a thought experiment, I imagine this, that if we invited the top global Fortune 500 CEOs like Dara to come to Tehran, like Elon Musk to come to Tehran, every major institutional investor and the world's leading emerging technology startups to come and build with us. Iran will open its arms to entrepreneurs, engineers, dreamers, and builders from around the world. This will be our Davos rebirth. The new Silicon Valley will rise in Iran. We'll invite the world's greatest academic institutions to Iran, not as guests, but as partners. Stanford, Caltech, MIT, Berkeley, Oxford. We welcome you to come build research institutes, campuses, and joint R&D ventures in Tehran, Isfahan, Shiraz, and beyond. Let our ancient soil become the most advanced educational hub in the Middle East. Let every Iranian child have access to the best education in the world that they have deserved for the last 46 years. Our final pillar in this is we must incubate the future from within. A national venture studio will empower a generation of Iranian founders to build companies that solve the world's biggest problems in health, finance, governance, and climate. We'll back thousands of startups in AI, longevity, privacy, crypto, and space, designed in Iran, funded by Iran, and exported to the world. My friends, the Islamic Republic tried to bury us, but we were seeds, impenetrable seeds. What comes next is the blooming of the Iranian spirit, bold, beautiful, and unstoppable. The road ahead is not easy, but it is ours, and in that lies our power. Let the world say this, that Iran, once silenced by fear, murder, and rape, rose up in hope and became a beacon to all nations who dream of liberty. We will no longer fund terrorism, we will fund hope. This is our mission, this is Iranian dynamism, and begins now. Thank you. There's no one I wouldn't want to share a stage with more than Dara. As I've gotten to work with him, I have realized what an incredible human he is, what an amazing leader he is, and what a blessing it would be in a free Iran to have someone of Dara's capabilities and talents to come back to Iran and build not just the Uber of Iran, but build the entire backbone of our economic revival. So, Dara, with that, I'll pass it on to you to hear a little bit and have your welcome to this amazing crowd here today.
Well, it's hard to follow that introduction, Shervin, but really what I would say is, you know, I think the Iranian culture you talked about and the history that we have is one that for most of our existence has been shared with the world. You know, we're at the intersection of East and West, and our culture includes both. But I think also the energy, kind of the Iranian peoples are incredibly entrepreneurial, incredibly open to other cultures as well. Yes. And if you combine that spirit of entrepreneurialism with the treasure that we have in terms of education, you know, I don't know about your father, but my father kind of told me, Dara, you can do anything you want, you can study anything you want, as long as you'll be either an engineer or a doctor in your life, you know, and the love of education and technical education, I think, is something that runs deep in our culture, that despite kind of the years of our society being closed, I think continues. And I really think exactly like you said, Shervin, which is, you know, if and when Iran opens up to the world, to the West, to the technical capabilities that we have here, it'll just be an extraordinarily release of the energy and the entrepreneurialism of the Iranian population. And frankly, it's something that myself and my family, it's something that we've always dreamed of. You know, we've been incredibly lucky to have had the good fortune of coming to the U.S. because my uncle happened to live there. But Iran is always going to be our home. and there are thousands and thousands of Iranian American entrepreneurs like myself and you out there, and it's a force to be reckoned with. And when Iran opens up, I'm really looking forward to putting that good force to work, so to speak. I think it'll be absolutely extraordinary.
It'll be absolutely extraordinary. I agree, and well said, Dara John. A calculation I did of some of the value creation that's happened in Silicon Valley alone, just with you and some of our friends and some of your cousins like Hadi and Ali Partovi, who have been early investors in Facebook and Uber with me, and many Dropbox and so on. You have quite a talented family, Dara. And you add in Omid Kordestani, who helped build Google from the early days of less than 5-6 people. You add in so many others. Many people don't know that the Oracle co-founder of Ellison was also Iranian. He tragically passed away from cancer too young, but he unleashed an amazing idea that changed the world. So the numbers add up into the trillions of dollars of companies that were created by a very small population of Iranian Americans in a small little town in Silicon Valley. And imagine the 88 million other brothers and sisters who have as much talent as any one of us, if not more, being unleashed on not just Iran and the world. Would you, in a free Iran, how could you imagine what you would do with Uber inside of Iran? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Sorry, Shervin, I had a hard time hearing the question.
I was asking if in a free Iran, let's say in that thought experiment of the first 100 days, I like to be on time, sorry. In the first 100 days, what would you do with Uber in Iran?
Oh, God. First of all, I would love to launch Uber in Iran. It's a pretty incredible
amazing
market. There are some Iranian Ubers out there. But I think, if you look at the population of Iran, you look at the potential GDP, the GDP of the country at this point, based on its reality, is not nearly where it can be. But as a marketplace, I think Uber and pretty much every single other major technology company and services company and brand company would look at Iran as a very, very significant new market to come into. And so I think that we would absolutely come into Iran and invest aggressively in the local marketplace as well. But I think that the second stage, that's going to happen in the first 100 days. The second stage is really going to be supporting and building out the entrepreneurial kind of energy that is a part of our culture, yes, that is in Iran, that doesn't have the opportunity at this point to blossom. But again, when you combine the entrepreneurialism, the capital that I absolutely believe is going to be available for investment in the country, and then the education system and the technical capabilities that you see with a lot of younger Iranians, I think absolutely the sky's the limit. I'm very much looking forward to that 100 days, Shervin.
Me too. We'll all hope and prayer it comes very soon. Well, I know you have to go. You took time out of a major all-day meeting that you're having with your technology team. So we really appreciate your time, Dara John. That means the world to us.
Thank you. Looking forward to the next time being in person. Take care.
Take care. Bye. Well, thank you, everyone. This was wonderful, and we'll pass it on to the next crew. So, thanks.